Picture sa kuya, picture sa orange. Hi, you have questions? Can we stand here for a bit?
I'll ask you a few questions later.
Yes, of course, not a problem. You know, I think she's leaving. She's the daughter of the the former president. I think she's leaving. She's really has a very important appointment.
Everyone, wala na first timers.
What kind of question do you want to ask? From Germany, right? German.
Huwag na, ayaw ko na. Magpapirma lang ako eh. Papirma na lang ga, oh. Ay, ganda. Papirma mo.
Saan? Kay Bibi Kitty?
Hindi lang. Ikaw, papirma mo.
Ano ako man? Naulo ko.
Masyadong hiyain.
Ikaw, bakit ikaw hindi? Damay-damay na to.
Nahiya ako si Luma na eh.
The pretty one. One group picture because she's not. Come on. No more.
Well, we have increased the appointment.
Pero Sherry.
We have increased the appointment right now to four days every week, and yeah, of course, yeah, exactly. They're able to thank you.
One last na lang hindi kasi merong celebrate ang birthday for Nalin. Birthday ni Nalin.
Mana? Tapos na?
Hindi ako nakapit. Hindi mo kasi.
Today he
I don't know why. Meron naman ako pero ng dalawa.
Meron na pala.
Birahan na to ang point ko. Kang iyan na rami ka later. Yan na. Hawili sa anak ganito siya na pag nagkita ni kaya para makita siya sa kanya.
Ako tarungon ha.
What kind of food guys? What kind of food out there?
Maybe I come from the foreign politics department.
It's pretty important for this because we have been here for already 6 months, almost 6 months time, and the 23rd of September will be the first time that they are going. Is it okay if we can broadcast or record this conversation?
Yeah. No. I would report it.
Like here,
Like, I know you want to record.
Yeah, is it?
I prefer not.
Dinaragang kayo lang i-record. Yes, because we have always been here for almost 6 months time already.
Ako may birthday.
We are consistently showing up here outside to show our love and support. But normally, 4 days a week, there is a family visit where they go there for an hour duration, 12 what's happening. Before it was only 2 days, but now it's 4 days. Charges for the support against him should be dismissed, right? Because we have a perfectly working judiciary. It's very important to take note of that. But it seems that this motion has been filed before the court.
No, not that.
So, sure. But not really filing every no, because they have the former president has 4 children, and these 4 children is. And these 4 children, they are taking turns in visiting him. Sometimes in a specific duration, and the brother or the sister will be inside, and then on the other. Like this. Can we do it like this? Yeah. Okay. That I'm in the thing, but not you're not there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. So, do you want to record again? Yeah. Okay. So, basically, with the 4 children of the former president, they take turns on who's going to visit the former president, and it's very important for them to keep that because they don't want him to be lonely inside. Aside from his lawyers visiting him every day to talk about the merits of the case or how the case goes or whatnot, they normally just have the dynamics of ensuring that the family also visits the former president. What are you very much curious about? What's the angle here?
So I would like to know your motivation, maybe your own
Motivation,
story, where
yeah.
you're from, your motivation to be here. Just tell me about you.
I'm a student here. I'm actually an international student. I have been living in the Netherlands for quite a while, and it just so happened that on that fateful day of March 12th, he was brought here before the custody of ICC. This is viewed by many Filipinos as a surrender, and other also view it as a direct, how do you say that, kidnapping. By the way, we strongly claim that what they are doing is an infringement of our sovereignty, and this is basically not him not being accorded the due process that should be accorded to everybody else. We are no longer an ICC member state, and we completely reiterate every day, every time, that the ICC should relinquish their supposed jurisdiction over the case, because our judiciary and our local courts are perfectly working, and we are not at war. So the ICC is referred to as the court of last resort, and we don't understand why he's inside there.
And
Go ahead.
So you said you don't understand why he's in there. Does that apply to the whole accusation that have been made to him, all the documented?
No, we claim that this is a matter of a clear and very textbook example of a political persecution. Why? Because it is a political persecution in the sense that why would an ICC have a jurisdiction over these cases when it's not even filed before our local courts? There's been a lot of claims by our current government saying that, you know, evidences were destroyed, this and that. So we also raise question, if evidences were already destroyed, what evidences will be presented here before the ICC? As an international student and as a Filipino, I feel that this is my birthright and my duty to speak for the former president, which is basically greatly misunderstood by the European community, because especially when I talk to different Dutch individuals, especially living in The Hague, they see him as already convicted of a crime, and we reiterate, and we're very strong in our stance that he is nothing but an accused individual, and he should be accorded the due process. That's why they're asking for what they call interim release as part of a solution, as part of a remedy for an accused before the court, and not to mention that he's already 80 years old, and we completely understand that, you know, he already has ailments that probably also gives him a little bit of a discomfort or whatnot, and we strongly ask the ICC for him to be brought back to the Philippines, and, you know, let our local courts decide on this matter, which we see as an internal nature. So these allegations, supposed allegations, with respect to the war on drugs, which by the way is a completely legitimate police operation before, has been used to politically persecute the former president of the alleged killings of, by the way, 30,000 individuals. Later, no, it's just fine. It's how many minutes is this?
Maybe we can just sit somewhere.
Yeah.
And
This is fine.
yeah.
Oh, we're just doing a quick interview and then we're leaving. Like really, 10-15 minutes. We are leaving. Yeah.
That's okay for me.
Thank you so much, sir. Yeah.
Actually, I'd be more comfortable if we stop this and
Okay.
just sit somewhere.
Okay, no problem. Because, you know, the dynamics that what we are doing right now is that we come here from the different places, the Filipinos. Some come from United States, some from within Europe, some are from different places. But the fact of the matter, we don't want that the former president learns that there are no longer Filipinos outside waiting for him, because that fuels him with motivation that indeed there are still people who believe in him. In fact, he actually ran for the mayoral race, and he won with a what they call as a protest vote, an overwhelming majority of the local inhabitants in Davao City, where he actually won the mayoral race, accumulated more than 600,000 votes in comparison to his opponents, which probably garnered around 50,000 or so. So we completely reiterate, and we ask the ICC to send the former president back to the Philippines in the soonest possible time. Yeah.
Why do you think that you seem to believe that the courts in the Philippines would be fairer to him than the ICC? Why is that so?
Because, you know, let us not forget that the ICC only functions, is most especially if the local courts are no longer functioning. That's why it's called the court of last resort, right? And the fact of the matter, he was not even given the due course, even when the lawyers already invoked the Rule 59 of the arrest procedures before the ICC. They did not even follow that. So we completely reiterate that in this particular case, we want the former president. He is not afraid of facing these charges, but as long as he is given the due course that everybody should be accorded with. So why would we resort to an international tribunal when the fact of the matter, he was not even tested before our local courts. He was charged directly by the ICC when in fact our judiciary are perfectly capable of ensuring that these things can be handled by the magistrates who, by the way, studied in different premier universities all over the globe. In my understanding that I don't think a German would allow to be judged in an international tribunal when the fact of the matter is that you have a perfectly working Supreme Court. Yeah, here is better. Yeah.
And what do you make of, well, there are voices who say that he might, since he and his family do have power in the country, that they might influence some courts. In the Philippines, what do you think about that?
Those are statements of his detractors, making him look like that he still have influence over other individuals. If he still has influence, why was he brought to the ICC to begin with? He could have just immediately, how do I say that, refused the supposed surrender or the kidnapping of him and him being put to the ICC custody, right? But this allegedly influences of the former president. He was no longer president 3 years later. They haven't filed any single case before a local court. So that's why it boggles me as an ordinary Filipino. Why is it that we need an ICC when in fact there were no cases filed before our local courts? He was waiting. He even embraced the fact that he's going to be charged with these charges before our local courts without any reservation as to, yes, if these charges were valid, file it, I will face it. And this process should how do you say that, revolve around the judicial system within the Philippine context. What is, if I may ask, what's the concern of the European mindset with respect to the case of our former president before the ICC?
I don't think that has to do with the European mindset, to be honest.
Yeah, because I'm very surprised that the Europeans already see him as guilty of these supposed allegations before the ICC. I mean, so my understanding.
So, but what do you make of the allegations that have been made so far against him? I mean, there are
43 cases. 43 cases out of the 30,000 supposed extrajudicial killings, state-sponsored killings, right? And they based this, by the way, 43 cases were outside his presidency. And it was very evident in these particular selected cases to see what seemed to be what they call extrajudicial killing. These are allegations. They have not yet been proven before the court that he indeed killed these individuals. So that's the claim of an ordinary citizen like myself as to why do we need the ICC? Why do we need to resort to an international body when we are not a colony of any country? We are not even a member state of the ICC. In that case, there are 3 pending motions before the court. The pretrial chamber has yet to decide on the urgent interim release. Number 2, the motion to defer the adjudication of the jurisdictional challenge, and there's another motion with respect to the appeals chamber to disqualify the chief prosecutor, who, by the way, with respect to the arguments of the lead prosecutor, has showed partiality in as far as the process are concerned. So that's why.
Let's talk about the war on drugs that you also mentioned. What is your view on that?
Okay, my view on that.
And also, especially, I'm interested in whether you see that the rhetoric of the president from back then might have contributed to all these extrajudicial killings.
I think it would be unfair to say that all of these are rhetorics, because the statement of the former president before he actually ran for the presidency is very strong. I am carrying with me the platform that I'm going to enforce safety and security, because by then, during that time, the Philippines is on the brink of becoming a narco state. He didn't want to run for the presidency, but it was the people who actually asked him to run for the presidency. Hence the result of him winning with an overwhelming majority of being voted as with 16 million Filipinos. And these 16 million Filipinos actually wanted him to deal with the drug problem permeating our society. And with that, he only enforced the laws existing within the Philippine context. And in my understanding, why would people call it a rhetoric when in fact these statements were supposed to be aimed at those individuals or criminals who only understand this particular pronouncement of the president because they are no longer capable of understanding what seemed to be the problem of the society that they have caused, destroying the family, a lot of murders, killing of innocent lives, children were being killed, and but more to that, there are no longer future to these individuals. In fact, when the war on drugs came to light, there's a lot of lives saved in the process than lost. Why? Because there were drug addicts who actually surrendered and resorted to healing themselves to become detoxified and no longer become an addict. So in the ordinary point of view of a person like myself, it brought solution to the problem destroying our societies in the Philippines.
Can you tell me more about yourself, your background, some stuff you already mentioned before?
Okay.
You were a student?
My background, I have a background in information technology, tourism, sustainability, and international development.
When did you come to the Netherlands?
I came here in 2017 from the Philippines, yeah, because I was given an opportunity to study here. So I finished my second degree in international tourism management, and I really fell in love with the idea of social sciences and how communities are really beautiful in the sense if you understand how it can be used to develop certain places, and especially through the different intercultural lenses, intercultural lenses, intersectional, I think, or some other, interviews of different ways to appreciate tourism and how it changes particular geographical context. So my background, I'm not a lawyer, I am not of a legal mind, but I am a very discerning and critical person. If I'm curious about some things, especially if it concerns about the Philippines and the Filipino people, I really make it to a point that I really dig deeper into the nature of what seemed to be a problem expounded to the international community. So that's why this is where I'm coming from. As a Filipino, it's very important to me for the whole world to understand why Filipinos are gathered outside. Perhaps it could be attributed to our collective cultural representation of how we are as Filipinos, that we support this person, not because we are fanatics of him, but because we believe in the principles that he uphold, or that he actually put forward the Filipino identity into the international community with much strong and vigor, that we Filipinos are capable of discerning or making decisions for the benefit of our country.
And how about the part of the Filipinos who criticize?
Of course, in any democratic society, there will always be a faction of Filipinos or individuals who are against a particular policy. And we cannot have any democratic society where only one factions are referring to one whole, support. There couldn't be. It never exists ever in history where a democratic society has a 100% support over a particular policy. There will be who are going to oppose. During the presidency of the president, he did not only wage war on the war on drugs. He waged war also on the elites, on the oligarchs, on everybody who's against a progressive Philippines, because they want to make sure that the Filipinos do not know what their rights. They want to make sure that Filipinos are still dumb. I'm sorry for the language, for the lack of better word, dumb, because they don't know what their agencies are, they don't know what their rights were. So they're basically enslaved with the idea that the government is the only way to go forward. And that's very much different in the European community, because I've lived here already for my extended number of years. Living here in Europe has made me realize that we deserve better. In terms of mobility, there's so many options here. In terms of opportunity, there's also so many options here. And this is something that we need to realize in the Philippine context, because again, politicians tend to enslave these individuals to make sure that we are dumb, that we do not know what our rights are. I'm sorry, I'm very passionate about these things, really. I can talk about it for 1 year with nonstop, because that's how passionate I am with my support to the former president, especially to the entire Duterte family, because they showed that they are unwavering in their resolve to ensure that the Philippines goes beyond than what the whole world condemns is as, corrupt, not progressive. People are against each other, but we are more than that. We are very much cultured. We are also capable of determining the trajectory of how the Philippines should be, development-wise.
So were you already supporting, if I may ask, the
Yeah.
president when you were living in the Philippines?
Yes, yeah. When I was still a student, because I come from the south part of the Philippines.
Okay.
So
Where exactly?
in Butuan, that is a 6 hours drive from Davao, where he actually was mayor before. And I really saw the transformation of the Philippines during his presidency. A lot of people, if I may say it, really felt very safe in the process of in the process of his presidency, under his presidency. Yeah.
Okay, and now, of course, you live here in the Netherlands. Where exactly?
In Utrecht.
In Utrecht.
Yeah.
Okay, so how often do you come here to the prison?
Almost every day I come here, because I wanted to make sure that I show my unwavering love and support to the president, and also to the Filipino people, to actually give them the information coming from an interview of a family member. So basically, I am just here as much often as possible, especially when I'm free, because I also teach at the university here on a Hague level, but it's about sustainable development and international development. Yeah. So
Are you pursuing a career in academia?
yeah, that's what I wanted really from the very beginning, to pursue a career in academia, to be able to pay forward what privileges I received through teaching and through imparting whatever knowledge I have accumulated through my experiences and my academic attainment. Yeah.
And you're streaming live now?
No, for myself. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
No worries.
Yeah. But usually you do streams as well? Or?
Yes, I do streams as well, because it's very important, especially as Filipinos. We really use social media platform in order to disseminate information. There seemed to be declining trust to the mainstream medias because of the narratives and the angles that they actually present to the public. And we have become more of a discerning and with conviction society. So that's why.
Before we move past, can I take a picture of you in front of
Of course, of course. Is it going to be written in Dutch? In German?
Yes. If
Okay.
if we're able to go ahead with it, of course it depends on the developments.
Okay, yeah. I hope that you will be able to cover and ask more media outlets to join us in covering, especially on the 23rd. We have really big, prepared big, events. Sorry, events surrounding the confirmation of charges hearing of our former president Rodrigo Duterte.
What if it gets postponed? You will just postpone the events?
Well, it still continue, I think, or otherwise we haven't really taken that into consideration, because you must know that the defense team did not ask for the postponement of the confirmation charges hearing. So that is yet to be put into the context, into the planning as well.
So the light is terrible now.
Yeah, maybe here.
Yes, but I would like you to stand in front of the court. But
There.
it's against the light anyway. Oh no, wait. Just
Here maybe.
No, just go back to the direction of the citizen.
Yeah. It matters to me, you know why? To us. It matters to us, it matters to us why this the European community should react or should take cognizance of what's happening, because the manner that he was brought to the custody of ICC, what they call extraordinary rendition, is very much against the due process that the ICC is upholding as an institution. So that's why it's very important for the neighboring countries to look into how the former president was brought into the custody of ICC, and they should relinquish their supposed jurisdiction just by that alone. If you are representing an institution where human rights, where international justice is supposed to be the center of international justice, The Hague, and the manner that he was brought before the ICC is already wrong, why would you even look into the supposed pre-trial phase of this, what seemed to be what we call really a political persecution? So it is very important for the neighboring countries to weigh in to this particular situation.
So you mean since the ICC is here in Europe,
Yeah.
people need to understand?
I understand also that there are member state host and ICC agreement in that regard, but not to the point that we're pressuring ICC. But suppose this becomes the basis, this becomes the jurisprudence of the future arrest of individuals who are charged before the ICC. Are they just going to close their eyes because just the manner that the person is brought here is all completely illegal? They're just going to say, as long as they're inside, it doesn't matter. That's the point of view that we are trying to espouse in the minds of our neighboring countries. You have more questions? Because I can really talk for 1 year
Okay, yeah.
about
I think we're good. If you want, we can go toward the city.
Yeah, no worries. I will go with them, no problem.
Okay,
Yeah.
you will go with them.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
Francesco.
No, thank you.
I really appreciate
Thanks a lot.
this, and I hope that this becomes a domino effect, a ripple effect that comes back to that also reaches many media outlets.
All right. Can we exchange numbers?
Yes, please. I would love that because it would be.
Yeah. Also,
Okay, wait, I'm
I
gonna
think-
mute it.
Time.
God bless
And,
you, and see
yeah.
you hopefully soon.
Thanks,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
let's
call
keep-
you real
Oh
quick.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. That's, I almost forgot. Yeah.
Like it's my name is very easily you can easily remember it because it's just Alvin, Dave Sarzate, or sometimes I introduce myself Alvin and the Chipmunk. So yeah,
So
I hope that you have watched the beautiful movie.
I haven't, to be honest, but
Yeah.
but I know it.
Yeah.
I know it. So okay, here you go.
Yeah.
Alvin, Dave, Sarzate, you said.
Yes, Sarzate with an Sarzate. Correct.
Yeah,
Oh, you're very
very
good.
good.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, and let's be in touch, and if we're able to organize something in the future.
Thank you.
really nice.
I appreciate you.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, more power, huh? Thank you. Bye bye.